The Southwest Showcase took place last weekend at the Scotiabank Pond. It was a huge success, and we'll have a ton of highlights from it for you coming up in just a moment. This is the OJ Today. Hey folks, I'm Alex Bastiabansky. On this week's program, we'll have a feature story on Whitby Fury standout Luke Keenan, as well as Oakville Blades sniper Christian Hajjaj. But first, let's get to those Gong Show Gear game highlights. And as mentioned, last weekend, the Southwest Showcase took place at the Scotiabank Pond in Toronto. 11 teams in one location, which was a boon for the dozens of scouts that showed up to take in the best of the OJHL. OJ game highlights brought to you by, of course, Gong Show Gear. Gong Show Gear, lifestyle hockey apparel, official sponsor of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. So off to the Southwest Showcase we go. And the Junior Sabres are neck and neck with Georgetown for top spot in the West right now. They were hungry for those 2 points, just 151. And keep an eye on the bottom right of your screen. Zach Evancho lets fly. Jacob McGrath really should have had that one. 1-zip Sabres off the weak goal. It doesn't take the Buzzers long to respond, though. Just 2 minutes later, Thomas Beretta hits the streaking Noah Jordan for the beauty, and they're all knotted up at one apiece. But then it's another one that McGrath kind of should have had. Aaron Rennig from a bad angle sneaks it by. 2-1 Sabres, and that was it for McGrath as he was replaced by Mark Manilescu. St. Mike's evens things in the second to make it 2-2, but then it's Mitchell Devins-Can. Oops, giving it right back. Bryce Farrell dines out on the miscue. Weak goals killing St. Mike's at this point, but again, they come right back, shorthanded as well. Cameron Wright takes the long feed and comes in and beats Brian Kowalski, and the Buzzers tie up the proceedings at 3-3. Dalton Barnes made it 4-3 for St. Mike's, and then in the third, Manilescu keeps his squad on top with a massive save here on Brandon Dunning to preserve the lead. And then with under a minute to go, they put this baby to bed as Beretta's shot ricochets right to AJ Dorazio, who hammers it home. 5-3 Buzzers. Oh, what a great back and forth game this was. So St. Mike's grabs 2 massive points, and they now sit in a tie with Orangeville for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Southwest. Okay, those Flyers were in tough as they took on the surging Rangers at the Showcase, and it was all North York early on. Ryan Hunt uses Matt Galley as a decoy, rips it past Nicholas Latinovich to give them the lead, just 3:27 in. And then it's the other half of the Hunt dynasty hitting the score sheet as Ted Hunt hangs tough in the crease, bangs it home, and it's 2-zip for the Rangers. Then one of the saves of the year.
Here's Smilski down low. Bagetta the save, and what a save by Bagetta off the toe.
Look at the second effort by Bagetta here as he just gets a toe on it. Yeah, definitely one of the nicest we've seen this season. Off the tail end of that play, another Rangers 2-on-1. Morgan threads it to Chris Sekulik, who shows off the soft hands. 3-0 North York over the shell-shocked Flyers. They get one back before the end of the frame, though, on the power play. Costa Lacurios jams home the rebound, and the lead is cut to 3-1. Second period, they keep it coming.
As the net's pretty much barely on, Brown pokes it past Ted Hunt, and alone, Brown to the backhand, they score!
Yeah, gorgeous play between Brown and Zach Lyons. 3-2. In the third, though, North York pulls away. First, it's Matt Galley with a knuckler, and that just fools Latinovich. Ouch. The Rangers extend the lead to 4-2. The final dagger, Kyriakou with an awesome solo rush as he goes top shelf. Gorgeous goal. That was all she wrote. The Flyers would add one more, but 5-3 is your final. Lions had a pair. The Corezus, a single for Orangeville. Balanced scoring from 5 different players for North York, who picked up their 4th straight win. Oakville was trying to hold off those hard-charging Rangers as they took on the Pats Saturday. No scoring in the first, so off to the second frame we go. Jeremy Pilara had a huge game for the Pats. Here he finds a sliver of daylight past Michael Botiz, 1-0. And then Jason DePerna from the top of the circle. Botiz gives it the Olay treatment with his blocker, just kind of waves at it. Ouch. 2-zip Toronto. The Blades get one back. Eric Holland feeds Peyton Reeves for the one-timer. They cut the lead in half to 2-1. The third period, Pilara continues with the hot stick. On the power play, he waltzes in and fires it past the screened Botiz, and it's 3-1 Patriots. But then just watch Drew Warad go to work here. don't often see end-to-end rushes like that anymore. It's a beauty. 3-2. But then the Patriots go back to the power play. Jake Harris just bides his time at the side of the net and jams it past Botees. And they regain the 2-goal cushion. Just a minute later, some pretty power play passing by the Pats. Say that 10 times quickly. Pilara grabs the Hattie with the sweet one-timer. One of 46 shots the Pats threw up in this game. Late in the frame, Blades on the power play. Jacob Standen can't handle the point shot. Ryan Foss pokes home the loose puck to make it 5-3. But that's as close as Oakville would end up getting on this day. The Pats look like the much hungrier of the two squads in this contest. They're basically just playing for pride at this moment. 9 points behind both Orangeville and St. Mike's for the last playoff spot. Okay, OJHL trivia for this week, and it's a bit of a tougher question this week. What BCHL team did the Streetsville Derbies defeat in Game 1 of the 2006 Royal Bank Cup? I'll give you a hint. The BC team featured current NHL star Kyle Turris. They were a powerhouse and the Derbies beat them. First person with the correct answer to iWestgate at the OJHL.ca wins the prize. Welcome back. Well, continuing with the Southwest Showcase from last weekend, Burlington and Mississauga hooked up Sunday afternoon. Now, on paper at least, this looked like a colossal mismatch. Two squads separated by 38 points in the standings, but the last place Chargers gave the Cougars all they could handle. Burlington had lost 4 of 6 heading into this one and were looking to get back on track. It doesn't start out well for them though. 6:40 in, Mississauga bangs away at the puck in close before Alexandros Acosta finally slams it home. 1-zip Chargers. Second period, Burlington gets it back. David Thompson goes cross ice for new acquisition Nicholas Ursidy here, and boom, in it goes. The Cougars knot the score up at 1 apiece. Third frame was all Cougars on the power play. Keep an eye on poor Jamin Allison here. We'll point him out to you. There he is as he tries to clear the puck out and accidentally knocks it into his own net. It happens. Burlington up 2-1, and then it's Andrew Lee coming up big to preserve the lead as he makes 2 huge stops to keep the Chargers at bay. The Cougs would add an empty netter to make it a 3-1 final and grab 2 essential points. A good performance, though, by an undermanned Chargers squad who haven't won since November 13th. The Raiders, as mentioned, are neck and neck with Buffalo for first in the West. They were taking on the Pats early on. Sean O'Reilly was coming up big for Toronto. First, he holds off Austin Cho's wicked backhander right there, and then moments later, he holds the fort as the Raiders swarm the crease and try to jam the puck home. Georgetown with 14 first-period shots, and he can only keep them at bay for so long, though. 13:54 in on the power play. Josh Dickinson gets it to Andrew Court on the doorstep. He gets it to go, and the Raiders lead 1-zip. Second frame, Georgetown was getting physical. Steve Manuchis with his head down, cutting across center ice. Bad move around Kyle Allen. Allen actually got a 10-minute penalty for head contact there. G-Town was having trouble putting its chances away. Andrew Court, side of the net here, just misses the tip in to give them some breathing room. And Andrew Masters standing tall in the Raiders' net, as he has all year. He keeps his eye on the puck to deny Cole Purbu from in close. The Raiders would add one more late in the third to make it a 2-0 final. They're now tied with Buffalo for first place in the West, but G-Town has played 3 games less than the Sabres to this point. Well, the battle for top spot in the South Division is rapidly becoming an epic 3-way tug of war. Oakville, North York, and the Junior Canadians are all within 2 points of each other for division supremacy. And Saturday nights at the Southwest Showcase, the Rangers and JRCs went toe-to-toe for 2 critical points. The Rangers are just 2 points ahead of Toronto right now. It's going to be fascinating to watch these teams down the stretch. Early on, Gianluca Baguetta coming up with the all-world save on Nico Gonzalez. Beautiful. And then some sweet puck movement by the Rangers here. Ultimately, it's Michael Morgan hitting Graydon Gottschalk, who roofs it. 1-zip North York, 11:08 in. And they'd add to it Chris Sekulik What a pickup he's been from the Pickering Panthers for North York. He feeds Sean Tessier on the power play. 2-0 Rangers, and looking good. But the JRCs weren't about to go quietly. Michael Sadal throws the monstrous hip check on Tyler Curry. Ouch. Second period, Toronto continues to throw its weight around. Adam DeLuca at 5'7", 165 pounds, hits like a Mack truck. He ends up getting an interference call on the play, but huge hit. Now, Mom always told me that perseverance is one of the best attributes you can have. Just keep an eye on Kyle Clark during this sequence. What a play by Clark. Keeps at it the whole time and finally beats Brendan Bonello. 3-zip North York. Toronto finally gets on the board, 14:59 into the third. Baguetta gives up a big rebound to the waiting Jack Joff, who pounces. The teams would trade goals in the third, but the Rangers ultimately held on to win 5-3. Tessier had a huge game for the Rangers, notching a hat trick. So the Southwest Showcase wrapped up on Sunday on the heels of the previous week's Northeast Showcase in Trenton. It was a huge success with a variety of scouts attending to see some of the OJ's best.
So Southwest Showcase, that was at Scotia Pond, was outstanding. It's great to have all the scouts out for our guys. Again, we try to put our players in front of the scouts as many times as possible. It's the last chance for them to kind of see them before the playoffs hit and get the players all in the one location for them to come out. So it was a great facility for us. It was organized very well. The kids performed really well. And again, now that we can just kind of showcase the League of Choice in front of as many guys as possible.
Yeah, it was a great event. Okay, OJ commitments for this week, 2 to tell you about. Zach Herman of the Cougars commits to Niagara for 2017-18, and Brendan Jacome of the Raiders, he's been a standout for them this year, commits to the University of Ottawa for 2016-17. Congrats to both players. Our alumni update for this week, huge. David Friedman, who used to play for the Raiders and the Junior Canadians, nominated for the 2016 Hockey Humanitarian Award. Now, according to the website, it's annually presented to college hockey's finest citizen, a student athlete who makes significant contributions not only to his or her team, but also to the community at large through leadership and volunteerism. Way to go, David. Top scorers. Let's take a look at the top 5 right now. Luke Brown and Zach Avancho tied with 68 points each. Rinaldi in third. Jack Jacome of Georgetown, fourth with 55. And look at that defenseman, Patrick Kudla of Oakville, cracks the top 5 still. He's got 53 points. And the league standings, let's see where all the teams currently sit. In the North Division, Markham has retaken first from Aurora, 54 points to second place, Aurora's 50. In the East, Trenton on top by 10 points over Kingston. The Golden Hawks did pick up their 4th loss of the season last week. In the South Division, Oakville and North York tied for first, with the JRCs close behind with 53, and Georgetown and Buffalo in the West tied for first, but Georgetown has 3 games in hand to make up that difference. Welcome back. Well, the Oakville Blades have racked up the 3rd highest goal total of any team in the OJ this year. And a huge part of their offensive onslaught has been sniper Christian Hajjaj. He may only stand 5'8" and weigh 160 pounds soaking wet, but he's been a giant on the ice for the Blades, game in, game out. The Oakville Blades have had no trouble scoring goals this season. Currently, they've notched 181, good for 3rd overall in the OJHL. Yes, their offense is firing on all cylinders. One of the main threats for the squad has been Christian Hajjaj. With 50 points in just 35 games, the second-year forward is one of the league's top scorers.
Christian brings a lot of excitement. His offense, when he's on the game, when he's on his game, I mean, he's extremely creative. He competes hard. He plays with an edge, and if given the chance, he can finish. And you know, he's growing into himself. He's going to be a complete all-around player. So you know, he's going to be an exciting player to watch this year, and you know, potentially next year.
I try and bring that offensive flair. You know, I try and always, when the puck's on my stick, I'm trying to always create things. So that's the main thing for me, but I'm trying to be more of a complete player. I'm trying to be more reliable in the defensive zone, and then hopefully everything works out itself in the offensive zone.
The 18-year-old Hajjaj notched 33 points in 49 games as an OJHL rookie last year, but he wasn't satisfied. He set his sights on taking his game to new heights this season. Blades coach Mike Tarantino is impressed with his new attention to the defensive side of the game as well.
I think him being defensively responsible, believe it or not, has put him in better offensive positions. And you know, it's a common thing with guys coming out of minor hockey. You usually take that year to grow, learn a 200-foot game, and you know, you don't maybe expect the year that Christian's had, definitely not. But you know, he's taken advantage of his opportunities, and give the kid credit. He's taken everything that we've tried to do as an organization for him with a grain of salt and applied it to his game. So, you know, we're real happy for him.
You know, new season, kind of everyone wants to step it up, but yeah, for me, I had a little chip on my shoulder. I wasn't too happy with how things went last year, so you know, I wanted to definitely elevate my game, and I got the opportunity this year. You know, Coach Tarantino's been doing a great job. All the coaching staff has been putting me in the right position. I think I'm just going to try and keep taking advantage of that and keep going.
Line mate Drew Warad is in his first year with the Blades, and being teamed with Hajjaj helped his transition to the team.
He's such a smart player, and he's got a lot of grit too. I mean, I love playing with him. I mean, as soon as we started playing together, we had chemistry right away. And you know, he's one of those guys who you can count on in a lot of situations. I mean, if you watch him, he's always given 110. And I mean, lately he's putting the puck in whenever he gets the opportunity. So he's definitely brought a lot so far. He's awesome. I mean, he's a good guy. I love being around him. I mean, when we're not at the rink, I'm usually hanging out with him. And yeah, he's an upbeat guy. He's always smiling. The boys really love him. I know I'm good buddies with him. So.
Hajjaj has set his sights on getting an NCAA scholarship. While he hasn't committed anywhere yet, it's only a matter of time.
I think if he continues on the path he's on, I think there'll be multiple offers coming. I mean, I've personally talked to a handful of schools about him and guys that are going to have him down on a visit and that are very interested watching his development. But you know, obviously, if he keeps up this pace, he'll have schools to choose from.
Going into this year, I had high expectations, and right now they're going the way I want them to, so I'm just going to try and keep working hard, and hopefully everything falls into place. But number one is definitely a commitment, and then, you know, just a long, lengthy playoff run with the guys in the room would be unbelievable.
Okay, some more highlights for you. Whitby was looking for revenge against a Wellington squad that beat them the previous weekend, and they draw first blood early. 112 in, Luke Keenan from the side of the net pokes it home, 1-zip fury, and then it's Ryan Taylor with an absolute howitzer. If you blinked, you missed it. The Dukes get one back. Luke Brown, no style points here, but he'll take it. They cut the lead to 2-1, and then a real ugly one as Sam Tangay can't find the puck until it's too late. Ouch. And it's 3-1 Fury. Second frame, Dukes on the power play. Daniel Manella can't hold the point shot. Matt Adams pounces and cuts the lead to 3-2. Third frame, Whitby grabs another. Ryan Taylor with his second gorgeous goal of the day over the shoulder and in. The Fury would add an empty netter to make it a 5-2 final. Whitby is now tied with Coburg for the 6th playoff seed in the Northeast, and they actually dropped the Cougars 5-4 in OT 2 nights later. Okay, the Battle of Yonge Street as Newmarket hosted Aurora last week. It was pink in the rink night, with all proceeds going to the Cancer Center at South Lake. Well done, guys. It was a great event. Newmarket owned the first period. Great play here as Ryan Young gets sprung on the breakaway, dekes out Joshua Boyko. 1-zip for the Hurricanes. And then it's Dalton Ewing flashing the leather for the Canes. Nice stop on J.D. Falconer. And then the Canes add to their lead. Ryan Young to Jonathan Coley, who squeezes it past Boyko. Cue the horn. 2-zip Newmarket. And to add insult to injury, Nicholas Taranko blows a tire. Max Rutledge saunters right by, tickles the twine. The Canes showing up the Tigers in the first period. Aurora got one back in the second, but then Todd Winder, look at this little move, and he squeezes it home. Play of the week, I think, 4-1 Canes. The Tigers make it interesting in the third. First, it's Ryan Shaw going bar down on Dalton Ewing to cut the lead to 4-2. And then the mother of all stretch passes. With their net empty, Kyle Locke hits Drake Board. He hammers it home. Beautiful play, but it just wasn't enough. The Canes hold on for the 4-3 win. Those 2 points keep them right there with Whitby and Cobourg, the two squads they're chasing for the 6th playoff spot in the Northeast. Welcome back. Whitby's Luke Keenan has been an absolute standout for the Fury this year. For most of the season, he was ranked on the NHL watch list for the upcoming draft, and the two-sport star will be taking his talents to Princeton in the fall of 2017. We take a closer look now at one of the OJ's top young players in this week's Player Profile, brought to you by Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk, official sponsor of the OJHL. 17-year-old Luke Keenan has been garnering plenty of attention this season. From NCAA scouts, he committed to Princeton back in December, and from the NHL. For most of the season, Keenan has been on the league's watch list for the 2016 draft. He's a multi-talented player who brings a full 200-foot game.
Luke Keenan is a prototypical pro hockey player. As you mentioned, he's on the NHL scouting list, and every NHL team that calls me or talks to me, I say he's the smarter version and quicker version of Jordan Staal. He works both ends of the ice, great face-off guy, and he's smart. He's one of those smart guys. He'll elude checks. When someone's coming, he knows where his teammates are, and he's always communicating. He's a soft-spoken leader on the team. He's not big in the dressing room, just by example.
I like to consider myself as a 200-foot player. I really focus on my defensive game in our own end a lot. And I think penalty kill is really important. I've played penalty kill all the way up, and I like to try to lead by example on the ice by bringing 100% every game.
You know, he's probably one of the best 200-foot players in the league. You know, face-off guy, good hands, can bury the puck too, and he's another guy. If he's playing, we're going to win. So you know, he's going to have a great 4 years at school. And
yeah, last year I was used more as a shutdown type of player. I was really getting the feel for the league and the level of hockey. It was definitely a big jump from minor hockey, and I put in a lot of work over the off season. I think I've been given a larger role this year, and I've just been trying to really fill that role.
Whitby head coach Scott McCrory also runs the Ice Shed, an Oshawa-based hockey school. One of his students over a decade ago was a 5-year-old Luke Keenan, who McCrory taught how to skate. For the coach, it's a satisfying experience seeing the player Luke has become.
Luke, he started with us when he was 5 years old. Everybody says you don't have an ego, but you do have an ego when you see kids achieving. And when Luke got his Princeton scholarship, he texted me right away, say, "Hey coach, you got it?" I go, "Good." That's what we do it for. You know, we don't make a lot of money coaching Tier 2 hockey, so when you get something like that, it's a great achievement.
Keenan was selected in the 5th round of the OHL draft in 2014 by the team he watched growing up, the Oshawa Generals. He had a tough decision to make: play for the Gens or go to the OJ and pursue an NCAA scholarship.
Actually, I only lived about 10 minutes away from the rink in Oshawa, so I went to quite a few games, and yeah, it was a really tough decision. The OHL is a great option, but I also thought school was a great option at the time, and the first year Oshawa had a great team. They won the Memorial Cup there, and so I played for Whitby, and then I really got talking to some schools and made my mind up I wanted to go to school.
Keenan is a star lacrosse player as well with the Junior A Whitby Warriors. He'll play both sports at Princeton and feels the game has helped him as a hockey player.
I think lacrosse, it's good to have a balance between two sports. I played it all the way growing up, and I found it really helped out my vision on the ice and making quick decisions. I know there's some really great hockey players who played lacrosse growing up too, and
Keenan is obviously excited to begin his NCAA journey in the fall of 2017 at one of the best academic schools on the planet.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Been down for a couple of visits, and I love the campus there. The hockey program and the academics are above average, so I think it's going to be. I think it's a good option for myself, and it's going to be lots of fun.
Okay, before we go, a look at the top 5 plays in the OJ from the past week. Number 5, Whitby's Ryan Taylor with an absolute cannon of a shot. Top shelf where Dad keeps the Reader's Digest magazines. Sure, Dad. Number 4, nifty passing play by North York against the JRC's tic-tac-toe. Graydon Gottschalk finishes it off in style. Part of a big 5-3 Rangers win. And number 3, Oakville's Drew Warad. With all the tight defensive systems these days, you don't see too many end-to-end rushes like this one anymore. Warad makes it happen, though. The Clarkson recruit with an absolute beauty against the Patriots. Number 2, Gianluca Baguetta with one of the saves of the year against the Flyers. This one needs to be slowed down to truly be appreciated. Watch, he makes the initial stop. The toe save on the follow-up, out of this world. It was narrowly beaten out by this one. Newmarket's Todd Winder between the legs against Aurora, and wow. We'll slow this one down for you too. Look at this move to Pete the D-man, and then Josh Boyko to top it off. One of the best of the year, and that is our OJ play of the week. And that's all the time we've got for this week. Remember, though, you can head to the league website at ojhl.ca for all the up-to-date news, stats, and standings. On Twitter, at OJHL Official, and of course, at facebook.com/OJHL Official. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I'll see you next week.